Hi students, hope you understood various dimensions of personality. So we can understand better personality of others by reading and knowing different types of theories. Among all, Sigmund Freud's psychodynamic personality theory is very famous across the world. In fact, Sigmund Freud is called as a father of psychology. His theory is very famous because it is something describing the individual personality from childhood days to even early stage. There are different stages, so there is a gradual growth and development of individual personality. So with this, let us further look at the personality in this module, different types of personalities. So as we understood the differences in behavior of individuals, so we can just understand basically the individual personality under different the types, right? So this module is mainly aimed at to know and understand various the types of personalities that we found in the organizational context, right? So for that, let us see that what are the different types of personalities. So we call it, there are 5 big personality dimensions or types of personalities. The first one is conscientiousness personality, right? Conscientious personality. So it is something related to the hardworking, diligent, organized, dependable, and then persistent behavior of the person. So you'll find consistency in the personality. So it is like a standardized the formula, right? That is what we call conscientiousness personality. The second one is extraversion and introversions the personality. You will find the degree to which a person is sociable, gregarious, and assertive versus reserved and quick and then timid. So like there are certain the parameters based on that we can just see that there are two types, two models like extraversion and introversion. So extraversion is a person who outspoken and then very vocal and then talkative. So that is the extraversions. So introversion is a complete opposite. He is very the calm and cool and then less talkative and less interactive with others. So that is the another type. So by observing a person, so you can just find out whether the person's personality is extraversion or introversion. The third one is agreeableness. So the degree of working well with the others by sharing trust, warmth, and cooperativeness. So when we are just observing and then working with others, so you can see that in your interaction how the others are, right, in terms of sharing and then building trust and then developing the warmth and then concern and then caring, right, and then how cooperative is individual. So based on these aspects, so we can just look at the third category, that is agreeable, the personality. Then the fourth one, that is emotional stability personality. So it is with the features like the ability a person displays in handling stress by remaining calm, focused, and self-confident, as opposed to insecure and anxious and then depressed. So these are the certain the features of emotional stable personality dimensions. So then the fifth one is the openness to experience. A person's range of interest in new things, right? So always inquisitive, always finding new things, always wants to know new things. So like that. So open people are creative, curious, and then artistically sensitive, as opposed to being closed minds. So it's like an open mind. So like you can see the openness to experience. So that is the another type of personality. So with this, you can see that all these 5 at a time, in terms of a kind of comparison among all these emotional stability and extraversion, openness, agreeableness, and then consciousness. So if you just look at all these, like less negative thinking, and then fewer negative emotions, less hyper vigilant is emotional stable, and higher job and then life satisfaction, lower stress levels. So that these are the issues of emotional stable person. And extraversion is a better intrapersonal skills, and then greater social dimensions, and more emotionally expressive. So here you can see that the higher performance and then enhanced leadership, higher job, and then life satisfaction. So that is the extraversion specials. So openness is like increasing learning and more creative, or more flexible, and then autonomous. So these are the features of this openness. And then look at the training performance, and then enhanced leadership, and then more adaptable to change. So in the order setup, you can observe all these. So agreeable person is like a better more compliant, and then conforming. So that is the always agrees, always says yes, always conforms his or her participation and then role in the organizational activities. And then higher performance and the lower level of deviations and the behavior. We will find deviation from the task, deviation or differentiating with others. That will be very less in case of the agreeableness personality dimensions. The last one, consciousness, it is something like greater efforts, persistence, and more the drive, and then discipline, and better organized and then planning. So you will find that higher performance, enhanced leadership, and then greater longevity. So these are the features of the last one. So like you will find that these are the 5 different personality models. So then further, if you just look at the most important dimension that I wish to discuss here is the Benrua's self-efficacy workplace application. So if you look at the self-efficacy, right, it is something related to yourself, right, your wisdom, right, the person's self identity, self-actualization, the purpose of life, right. The source of the self-efficacy, the belief is the past and their actual accomplishments, right, the performance of others, and social and then self-reference, and then emotional state. So these are the sources of self-efficacy. And then the self-efficacy high and low, these are the 2 dimensions. Like self-efficacy, the belief, right, comes from these. And high in the sense, I know I can complete the job on time and have outstanding quality. So that is the high level of self-efficacy of the personality of the person. And then the low level is I don't think I can do the job on time and then have outstanding quality. So these are the 2 things. And at the same time, if you look at the high self-efficacy people, they are be assertive and select the best opportunities, manage the situation, avoid or neutralize obstacles, set goals, establish the standards, plans and prepare and then practice, the try hard, preserve and then creativity and solve the problems, learn from the setbacks and visualize the success. So these are the behavioral patterns of the high self-efficacy people, and of course ultimately that kind of the personality leads to success, the job level, and then professionally and then personally you find the success. And whereas the other side, like there is a low self-efficacy, so that is like be passive, avoid difficult tasks, and develop weak aspirations, and then low commitment, and focus on the personality deficiencies that don't even try, make a weak efforts, and quit or become discouraged because of setbacks, and blames setbacks and lack of ability, or the bad luck, and worry, experience stress because of depressions, and think of excuses for failing. So like you will find that these are all certain behavioral patterns, and then behavioral profile of low self-efficacy personality model, and that leads to failure and unsuccess in the professional and then personality level. So these are the kind of Bandura's self-efficacy workplace applications, and then you'll find the people with all these aspects at the workplace. So with this, let me stop here to just conclude the video, right, and then video module, and then this the fifth one is something related to giving introduction to organizational behavior, understanding individual behavior and the differences, why the individual differs from one person to another person in terms of neural pattern, what are the reasons, and then we just understood the personality and different types of personality, theories of personality, and at last we just understood some efficacy. If it is a low, what happens? If it is high, so what is the outcome? So with this, let me stop here and looking forward to meet you again in the session 16, video 51. Thank you very much.